What if I told you there are helicopters so lethal they can wipe out a column of tanks in seconds and vanish into the smoke like they were never there? It might sound exaggerated, but it's not. These beasts are real. Combat helicopters built to hunt, destroy, and dominate the battlefield from the sky. Today on TechZNX, you're going to discover the 7 most destructive military helicopters ever built. Flying machines that combine anti-missile armor, automatic cannons, air-to-ground missiles, and advanced radars that can turn any zone into a tactical hell. Some fly low to avoid detection. Others launch projectiles that tear through armor like paper. And all of them have one single mission: eliminate the enemy before they can react. So get ready, because what you're about to see will leave you speechless. Let's begin. Top 1. AH-64E Apache Guardian. If you ever had to pick a helicopter to fly into a real war zone, you wouldn't choose just any aircraft. You'd choose the Apache Guardian, because this is no ordinary helicopter. It's an airborne predator, a tank killer, a monster built to crush everything in its path. And it does it with such brutal efficiency, it feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The AH-64E is the most advanced version of the legendary Apache and represents the highest level of combat helicopter design. It can reach speeds over 290 kilometers per hour, fly through storms, cross deserts in pitch black, and attack targets without even seeing them directly. Its longbow radar, mounted above the main rotor, can detect over 1,000 threats at once, identify them, prioritize them, and take them out in seconds. But the real shocker is how it attacks. The Apache Guardian can carry 16 Hellfire missiles, each one capable of destroying a tank in a single strike, and 70 Hydra rockets that reduce structures to rubble. Add to that an M230 30mm automatic cannon controlled by the gunner's helmet. Yes, you heard that right. The weapon fires wherever the operator looks, literally aiming with their eyes. And it unleashes 600 rounds per minute, a true rain of fire from the sky. Its body is armored to survive direct hits from heavy machine guns, nearby explosions, and still fly like nothing happened. Even more, it can operate fully autonomously, remotely controlled from ground bases or by onboard AI systems. This makes it perfect for deep recon, night strikes, or surgical ambushes on high-value targets. And if all of this sounds unbeatable, wait for this. During the Gulf War, Apache helicopters destroyed over 500 enemy tanks in just a few weeks. They left a smoking graveyard of steel across the desert. They were the first to lead night offensives, using thermal sensors to strike unseen, unheard, and undetected. Today, the AH-64E remains active, patrolling high-risk zones across the Middle East, Asia, and Eastern Europe. And every time it's deployed, it sends the same message. If you hear it, it's already too late. The Apache Guardian doesn't warn. It destroys, then vanishes into the smoke. Top 2. Mi-28NM Night Hunter. When Russia wants to dominate from the skies, it doesn't send a fighter jet, it sends the Night Hunter. This is not just an attack helicopter, it's a nocturnal assassin, built to hunt down tanks, fortifications, and enemy troops with terrifying accuracy, even in total darkness. Built for the harshest conditions, blizzards, sandstorms, jungles, desert heat, this beast is covered in titanium armor that can withstand heavy-caliber direct hits. The cockpit is reinforced to keep both crew members alive even after an anti-air strike. But what makes it a nightmare in the skies is its arsenal. The Night Hunter carries Ataka anti-tank missiles with a range of over 6 kilometers, able to pierce modern reactive armor like butter. If it wants to annihilate an entire zone, it unleashes 80mm unguided rockets that turn enemy positions into flaming craters. It also carries a 30mm automatic cannon on a front-mounted flexible turret, spraying high-velocity rounds that tear through vehicles, walls, and even light aircraft. But this machine doesn't just hit hard, it sees what others can't. Equipped with millimeter-wave radar, thermal vision, and infrared sensors, it can detect enemy movements kilometers away, even through smoke or shallow bunkers. It flies low, hugging the ground at nearly 300 kilometers per hour, striking and diving out before enemies can even react. In Ukraine, this helicopter played a crucial role in multiple operations, wiping out armored columns and fortified positions in just minutes. In short, the Night Hunter doesn't ask questions, doesn't hesitate, and doesn't miss. It strikes at night, destroys in silence, and vanishes before you even know it was there. It's the Russian definition of airborne terror. Top 3. Euroopter Tiger H A. If you thought Europe was out of the game in helicopter warfare, it's because you've never met the Tiger H A. This aerial feline is one of the most versatile, modern, and dangerous attack helicopters on the planet. Built by Airbus Helicopters for France, Germany, and Spain, the Tiger H A is no light-duty machine. It's a precision predator. Lightweight composite materials make it extremely agile, even in tight combat zones like cities, jungles, or mountainous terrain. Despite being more compact than other heavy-duty helicopters, it doesn't skimp on firepower. It can carry Spike ER or Hellfire air-to-ground missiles, Mistral air-to-air missiles, 70mm rocket pods, and a 30mm cannon mounted under the nose. What really sets it apart is its surgical precision. It can destroy an enemy position without scratching the building next door. The HAD version, Support and Destruction Helicopter RUP, is optimized for extreme heat, humidity, and altitude. It operates above 4,000 meters in 50-degree heat, all while flying at over 290 kilometers per hour, skimming the ground. But here's the killer feature. It's fully networked. The Tiger HAD can communicate in real time with drones, jets, ground troops, and command units. It can coordinate strikes, call in reinforcements, and even act as a forward air command post. In Mali, it proved its worth by destroying insurgent convoys, wiping out fortified hideouts, and supporting allies with deadly aerial firepower. The Tiger HAD doesn't roar. It whispers in the night, hits hard, and returns home untouched. It's Europe's pride in airborne warfare and a serious threat to anyone who dares challenge it. Top 4. Z-10ME. Rarely does a helicopter shift the global balance of military power, but this one does. The Z-10ME is not just China's most advanced attack helicopter. It's a message to the world. We're ready for any war. Designed by Chang'e Aircraft Industries in collaboration with AVIC, this upgraded version of the original Z-10 is heavily armored and extremely lethal. Its cockpit is protected against 20mm armor-piercing rounds. The rotor blades can survive direct impacts, and the body is reinforced to withstand nearby explosions. This machine doesn't just shoot, it endures hell and keeps flying. Now let's talk firepower. It carries up to 16 HJ-10 anti-tank missiles with over 6 kilometers of range, 70mm rocket pods, laser-guided bombs, and TY-90 air-to-air missiles capable of bringing down aerial threats with surgical precision. And as if that wasn't enough, it's fitted with a 30mm rotating cannon with a full 360-degree firing arc, allowing it to hit targets in any direction. But what makes it truly dangerous is its stealth technology. The Z-10ME is coated with radar-absorbing materials, has a low flight profile, and an advanced thermal suppression system that makes it nearly invisible to infrared sensors. Inside, the cockpit looks more like a jet fighter than a helicopter. Multifunctional screens, digital navigation, laser rangefinders, and helmet-mounted displays that let the pilot aim and shoot just by looking. And here's the scariest part. The Z-10ME isn't just for China. It was designed specifically for export, and it's already being offered to nations in Africa, Central Asia, and the Middle East, which means it could start appearing in real conflicts any day now, possibly against Western allies. China has made its intentions clear, and the Z-10ME is its boldest statement yet. This isn't just an aircraft, it's a declaration. Top 5. K52 Alligator. It doesn't even look like a normal helicopter. Two massive counter-rotating rotors, a cockpit armored like a jet, and a design so intimidating it could be straight out of a sci-fi film. But the K52 Alligator is very real, and it's one of the deadliest aerial combat machines Russia has ever built. Unlike most helicopters, the K52 doesn't need a tail rotor for stabilization. Instead, it uses a coaxial rotor system, giving it unmatched agility. It can spin mid-air, brake instantly, reverse, and perform combat turns that no other helicopter can replicate. It moves like a predator, with total freedom of motion in battle. Armed to the teeth, it carries a 30mm automatic cannon, Vickers anti-tank missiles, unguided rockets, cluster bombs, and even air-to-air missiles. It can carry over 2.5 tons of weaponry, and each missile can reach targets more than 10 kilometers away, obliterating tanks in seconds. But it's not just muscle, it's high-tech. With advanced radar, electro-optical targeting, thermal cameras, night vision, and electronic countermeasures, this helicopter sees, strikes, and defends itself like no other. Its cockpit is unique, side-by-side seating instead of front and back, which improves visibility and coordination between crew members. And here's the wildest feature. It has ejection seats. Yes, just like a fighter jet, the rotors literally blow off with explosives before the seats eject, giving the pilots a chance to survive even the worst-case scenario. It's the only attack helicopter in the world with this feature. In Ukraine, K-52s have been used extensively to strike armored units, destroy bunkers, and provide close air support. Despite losses, their impact on the battlefield has been devastating. In short, the K52 Alligator is agile, brutal, and merciless. It doesn't just fly, it hunts. Top 6. AH1Z Viper. Few sounds are as terrifying as the roar of a combat helicopter closing in. And if that roar comes from the AH1Z Viper, then destruction is about to rain from above. This airborne beast is the evolution of the legendary Cobra, but upgraded with armor, modern sensors, and enough firepower to flatten a battlefield. Developed by Bell Helicopter for the United States Marines, the Viper is all about 3 things: speed, firepower, and survival. With 4 rotor blades instead of 2, it's far more stable, less shaky, and more agile than its predecessor, even in extreme conditions. Its weapon systems are outrageous. A 20mm M197 rotary cannon with 3 barrels, capable of spitting out over 1,500 rounds per minute. Plus, it can carry AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, Hydra 70 rockets, and AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. That means it can eliminate tanks, aircraft, bunkers, and entire convoys without ever touching the ground. Each Viper can carry up to 1,300 kilograms of offensive payload, and thanks to its target sight system, it can identify and lock onto targets through smoke, fog, vegetation, or electronic jamming. The cockpit, fully armored, resistant to ballistic impacts, and packed with a fully digital interface featuring night vision, touchscreen controls, and electronic warfare tools. It links directly to ground units and other aircraft in real time. In Afghanistan and during military drills, the AH-1Z has proven it can strike, evade, and return with the efficiency of a fighter jet, while flying lower, quieter, and longer. The Viper is not just a helicopter, it's a total aerial domination platform. Fast, silent, precise, and absolutely lethal. Top 7. TAI-929A-TAK2. The United States and Russia may rule the skies, but Turkey is ready to challenge the giants. And its secret weapon is the TAI-929A-TAK2, a next-generation attack helicopter built to compete and defeat the best. Developed by Turkish Aerospace Industries, the ATAK-2 is the answer to a national need, a combat platform that can operate under any condition, take on any threat, and unleash massive firepower. It combines the legacy of the T-129 ATAK with Russian Mi-28 concepts and American Apache tech. The result? A beast. It's nearly as large as the Mi-28 Havoc, making it one of the biggest combat helicopters ever created outside the traditional superpowers. It can carry over 1,500 kilograms of weaponry, including 30mm cannons, long-range guided missiles, air-to-ground rockets, and even cutting-edge air-to-air missiles. Its body is heavily armored, built to withstand ballistic hits and nearby blasts, and the cockpit is fully digital, featuring touchscreen panels, panoramic displays, and an autonomous navigation system that works even without GPS. But the true game changer is its autonomy and adaptability. The ATAC-2 can perform deep strike missions, armed recon, escort duties, and special operations, even in electronic warfare environments where other helicopters would go blind. It comes equipped with electronic warfare systems and active countermeasures to deceive enemy missiles. Its first test flight in 2023 was so successful that exports are already being discussed with nations in Asia and Africa. Turkey is betting everything on this aerial platform to become a global defense player, and the ATAC-2 is leading the charge. If you thought only the US, Russia, or China could build sky killers, this Turkish bird of prey is about to prove you wrong. Because it's not here to play, it's here to hunt. And there you have it, 7 military helicopters so lethal, so advanced, and so savage that when they show up, there's no safe place left on the battlefield. They're not just aircraft, they're aerial predators, engineered to hunt tanks, annihilate targets in seconds, and dominate the skies with brutal precision. From the legendary American Apache to the Russian rotor monsters and the rising threats from China and Turkey, the future of air combat doesn't lie in jets or drones. It lives in these machines that roar, strike, and disappear into the smoke. So now we want to know, which of these helicopters do you think is the most lethal in the world? And which one would you love to see in a real head-to-head war scenario? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't miss what's coming next, because this is just the beginning. See you in the next one.